Hello everybody. This is a follow-up video for Don't Vote McCain, Vote Against the Fearmonger. A lot of people took that video out of context. They believed that it was insulting to put out basically that I wasn't going to vote against my fears or against the fears that the Republicans were putting out there. That being, i.e., 9/11, terrorist, Arabs, same-sex marriage, abortion rights, several other things that I had written down, communist, socialist, and Marxist socialist, as well as God. The only reason I said those things were because a lot of people come and comment saying that I'm a socialist or a Marxist communist, but a lot of people don't even realize or probably haven't even read Marx. And another thing is the reason I said those things is because a lot of the Republicans, or a lot of the people who are trying to make people fear us, the Republicans in general, John McCain being one of them, use God as another one of those to make us fear what God will do if we don't vote for Him or the right way. And we shouldn't fear God. There is no reason to fear God, because God is a sentient being, and that's who we pray to for help, not to fear Him. And the other thing being is, why is it that they keep putting same-sex marriage out there as a big deal when these people should be allowed the same rights and afforded the same privileges as anybody else in this country? I just don't see how that's a big issue. I think that they should be allowed to do what they want. They are not bothering anybody by doing what they want. They are not harming anybody. So let them get married. That's how I feel. More power to them. Let them live their lives, and we shouldn't be dictating to them how they should live their lives, just the same way they don't dictate to us who are heterosexuals how to live our lives. And my other thing is their other remarks that they come out with are socialists. They call us socialists, but they probably really don't know what socialism is. In other words, that's another meaning for Marxist, or communism. But I'm encouraging anybody to go read Marx, because a lot of people don't know it. Here, I can read a quote for you right now, and this is one of his quotes. "The worker becomes all the poorer the more wealth he produces. The more his production increases in power and range, the worker becomes an even cheaper commodity. The more commodities he creates, with the increasing value of the world of things proceeds in direct proportion to the de-evolution of the world of men. Labor produces not only commodities, it produces itself and workers as a commodity, and does so in the proportion in which it produces commodities generally." Now that is just one quote out of Marx. And it basically, what happened with communism, it was not implemented the right way. And these nasty dictators took it over and decided that, oh, well, they were going to just go ahead and murder a bunch of people, but that's not what Marx intended. So I implore you to go read Marx, get a dictionary, and look up what some of the words are that you don't know what the meanings are, so that you can stop calling us Democrats communists, Marxist communists, or socialists. And I even employ you to get the Libertarian Manifesto. The book is called the Communist Manifesto. You get both those books, you read them side by side, and you go through them, and they're really not that much different. And the other thing is these people take this out of context and saying that I'm doing this and this is not what Obama would want. Well, the only thing I'm saying is do not vote out of fear. Do not let fear dictate your vote. Now, if these people feel that they're insulted by the fact that I'm not going to let anybody dictate to me that I should be fearful of anything, and vote because I'm afraid, that's just ludicrous. So, I just hope that this will clear up some things for some of those people who don't quite understand what the video was intended. I obviously had a smile. It wasn't intended to piss anybody off, but obviously it did. Hopefully you can all, whoever is against it or whatever pissed off, can heal from this. Because this is not what it was intended to do, was piss you off. It was intended for you to understand you don't let fear dictate your vote, because what's going to happen is going to happen. And if you're going to be fearful of terrorists, well, you know what? You're just going to have to learn to not live in fear for your whole life, because they're going to come over here whether you like it or not, or whether we like it or not, because our borders aren't secured. And Bush has done nothing to do that, and John McCain wants to do nothing to do it. So, I'm just not going to get into this conversation any further, because there's no point. And hopefully you guys can realize now what that video was really intended for. And thank you. Goodbye.